Some of the big red flags with a new person in your life, that this person is toxic with a capital T. Ozzy, come here. Out walking my dog. I was hoping the train sound would end soon, but it just keeps going, so I'm just going to start the video while the sound of the train is still going. So obviously one of the first ones that pretty much everyone's aware of is hyper speed into becoming besties. You know, just immediately upon meeting, showers you with flattery, compliments, is constantly keeping texting conversations going, wanting to know everything about you immediately because they're just so impressed with you and so enamored with you, and then wanting to just spending tons of time trying to pick and choose and organize when you're going to be hanging out that week, you know, and literally trying to schedule the whole week on when you're going to be hanging out and doing things together. So pretty much everyone knows that. Everyone is aware of that. But there might be one or two come up that you're not aware of. So another one is how they treat waiters, how they treat people on the phone that they have to call, insurance agents, how they deal with someone at a front desk of an apartment complex, of a hotel room, how they deal with an Uber driver. So because toxic people are going to treat certain people with regard, and certain people that they can get away with being toxic, a lot of times you're going to see that, and that's definitely a red flag. But don't forget, when the person is high status and the person is someone that they could benefit nuzzling up next to, and then you just see them roll out the red carpet, that flattery, just like maybe they used with you a few weeks ago, starts to just flow. I thought it was a good thing, and I was impressed when my main college friend, my surfing buddy in college, we both got a job at TGI Fridays as busboys. And I was impressed with how much he won this manager over. But then I started seeing how, because of that, he was benefiting. He was getting the better shifts. He was, the manager then was influencing a positive impression with the waiters that could decide how much the waiters would tip you. So he's getting better shifts, he was getting better tips, and it's like, okay, this guy was playing an angle. It wasn't just, you know, I like being nice to people above me. No, it was an agenda to benefit. And then we both ended up hurting our legs skateboarding that day. We were videotaping. We had like 6 people, and we were videotaping us skateboarding a bowl. And me and him both got hurt. On a scale of 1 to 10, his hurt was maybe 3 or 4. Mine was 9. I tore my meniscus. I couldn't walk. And we get up to the little room we had on college campus, and we watched the video, and I got ice on it. He doesn't even have ice on his. So we both had the same shift coming up, and he knew it. I said goodbye. I walked a short distance away, went in my place, showered, got something to eat, got some ice back on my leg, and my shift was coming up in about maybe 5 or 6 hours, and I called to get removed. Mind you, I literally can't walk. I can't put pressure on this leg. So basically, after I said goodbye, like maybe 45 minutes, an hour later, I'm calling in to say I need to get off work. He had already gotten approval to get off work for that shift, knowing full well that I am in extreme pain, having constant ice, not being able to put any pressure on the leg. And the manager said no, because your friend here already got permission to get off because he hurt himself too. And I tried to say, he can walk on his leg. I can't walk on my leg. They said, look, you either come in and work this shift or you're fired. I went in and hobbled around for 4 hours with the managers just watching me, thinking I was faking. He probably even said he's going to play it up, and did extreme damage to that leg above and beyond what had already been done, probably for $50 for no reason, and to keep that lame job. So they play angles. So not only how they treat people that they can't really get much benefit from, or the way they treat people that they can get some benefit from. Okay, so far we've said how they love bomb you, how they just really, really want to become besties, immediately. And you might even hear them after knowing them 2 weeks, refer to you in your presence to someone else as my bestie, and we have so much in common. And whatever you mention, like hobbies, like, well, I like tennis. I like tennis too. I'm not that good at it, dark empathy. They'll want to, if you mention an area of some problem or difficulty, they're gonna get really interested. Oh, wow, it sounds like that really hurt you, Tell me how you got over that. Tell me how you got through that. Tell me how that affected you. And, as a normal human being, you're going to appreciate this interest. But it's finding out information that they can then use against you in a negative demeanor. Then you might have that thrown back in your face, maybe 3 months later. Well, remember when, this person treated you wrong and you were just torn apart, and you started, going back to old unhealthy habits because you were so weak, just because this person said A, B, and C and did A, B, and C, and you're like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. I thought they were being sympathetic and understanding when they were saying, wow, that sounds like that really had a bad effect on you. Tell me how you got through that, how to make you feel. And then they're using that against you. And then also there's the other kind of, now you're in a relationship with this person, whether it be copacetic or, romantic or not. And you come to them and you say, can I talk to you? Sit down, because I want to really address this. So we were out at a restaurant the other day, and I felt like you kind of flirted with the waitress, or waiter. And then after that, I went to the bathroom, and when I came back, I saw the 3 chefs in the kitchen looking out at you like all excited, like right in your general direction. And I thought that was strange, So I kind of noticed it, went and sat down, cut a piece of food, and then you started cutting a piece of food, and I looked up, and I thought you were cutting your food, but actually you were looking back there at those cooks, licking your lips, like all seductively. And I saw one of the guy actually start manhandling his this private area, so these guys were actually like getting off sexually at whatever you were doing. And something transpired when I was in the restroom, and you won't even get this far before the person starts rearranging paper, starts kind of just looking around, acting like you're not talking about any significant situation. And it's like, excuse me, can you come sit back down? I thought I already explained this is a serious issue. I've lost sleep now 2 nights in a row. I feel genuinely hurt. I thought you and I had something real, and I want to discuss this. And them just poo-pooing it, And then all of a sudden attacks start coming. Well, you should have told me before we entered this relationship that you're super sensitive, and that you're a little paranoid too, to boot. Be like, well, no, I saw you licking your lips. I saw how excited these individuals were, and just going, you're imagining. Do you hallucinate? Have you had psychotropic drugs prescribed from psychologists? Tell me, how many psychologists have you been through? Tell me, what diagnoses do you have? And just totally turning it on you. And it's like, there doesn't need to be these ad hominem attacks. There doesn't need to be demeaning me and saying that I've been through several psychologists and demanding that I have diagnoses that you need to know about. First of all, none of that's true. And second of all, how come I'm having to ask you to sit down for the 3rd time? Why is it so important right now to start rifling through your paperwork and organizing your paperwork? I'm trying to address something that has affected me very negatively. I told you I lost 2 nights of sleep. I told you I'm hurt over this because I thought we had something, and all you're doing is getting angry instead of reassuring me and making me feel secure and confident that this was a one-off. You knew those 2 guys, are explaining it, taking the time to look me in the eye and explain this and reassure me that you weren't just getting cheap thrills, getting a cheap source of supply, because that's what you live for, getting attention, So treating people poorly, not willing to talk about when you have an issue, not really giving it the full weight that the issue commands, and just poo-pooing your feelings. Dark empathy, using fake sympathy, compassion to acquire information. Love bombing, wanting to go from 0 to 90 in a relationship. And then this might not start immediately, but it will happen kind of quick. Kind of when you're together, all of a sudden, kind of making the situation where you're supposed to chase them. So maybe out at a cafe on a street corner, turning away from you and playing with their phone. Everyone addresses their phone here and there. But no, this is going on 10 minutes when you've only been sat down for 12. And then giggling and laughing and having fun on their phone, yet you guys are together, you paid for his or her coffee, and they're neglecting you. And it almost kind of seems purposeful. And you might even say, so how have things been going? And you might be trying to get that attention back, and it's falling on deaf ears. Oh, things have been good. Just a second. And well, who are you talking to? Oh, no one important. So now they're being evasive. They're ignoring you. And you'll see this wanting to be pursued, setting up circumstances where through ghosting you, or the text messages. They always had a lot to say. Now they're giving 1, 2, and 3 word responses, and just giving just more simple emojis without taking the time. And you can see they're just giving you one emoji just to not waste time on you. All of a sudden you're feeling like, I'm not important to this person. And then having to think, is this purposeful? Anytime you're having to question a lot of these things, is this person purposefully doing this? Just mark it down. Start to safeguard yourself and start to keep your eyes, ears, and mind open to certain of these negative behaviors being replicated more and more often as you walk down this road of life together. You might see them, trying to buy you off, so you're upset, and instead of really reassuring you, they'll just give you a present. But you barely have the chance to thank them and try to hug them before they're running off again. So that term is kind of breadcrumbing. Just giving you just enough to keep you involved. And they're telling you, I'm just really busy right now. So you try to be understanding, but just realizing that now this is kind of becoming the new normal, where they're always kind of giving me minimally what I need to stick around. And, you can get material items really, really cheap, at Target or Walmart, so they're giving you a little, $5 gift, $9 gift to just shut you up, as they run off again. Because they've got 3 cell phones, they're working as much supply as they've got. They've got the main supply, they've got the number 2, 3, 4 supply, that's secondary, and then they got the harem, people that are up on the shelf that they're going to pull down once in a while. Triangulation, trying to get you jealous and trying to get you feel like you're in competition with someone else and being compared to someone else. Like a family member of mine said, to me once, oh, you won't believe this. I met this school psychologist that doesn't just do 9 to 5 assessments and just work for a school district. No, this school psychologist is actually getting stuff published. And this school psychologist has a full-time job like you, but on Saturdays and sometimes after work on weekdays is writing these books, developing their own private practice. I think in the private practice, you guys are called, are called something else. Oh yeah, licensed, I even forgot the term, but, and then like holding that over your head that they pass this test, that they can work privately and they're getting published and, so, kind of smearing it in your face. Instead of just going surfing on Saturday, instead of just hanging out with friends and shooting pool, they're not going to say this, but this is basically what they're saying, and it's hurtful and it's purposeful to make you feel that you have less value, and that now they know this other person that has much, much higher value than you because they have everything you have and then all this other stuff going too. Maybe you take your job so seriously during that 40, 48, 5-hour work week that you really want to enjoy some hobbies and you really want to enjoy some time with friends shooting pool. There's nothing wrong with that. You're working extremely hard. You take your job extremely seriously, but they're trying to paint trying to pit your own psychology against you to make you think that this is wrong. I should be super motivated like this person. I should be developing things on the side. So, you know, thank God for the internet, because people are learning about this stuff. And, you know, toxicity levels have risen ever since the dawn of computers, much less social media. So it's good to keep this knowledge in the forefront of our minds, to keep building it, and to keep growing. You know, you need to be a person that is comfortable being alone and having a very small circle, maybe even no circle, you know, and that proves that you've been through difficult relationships and you have a very, very small circle, and you're okay with that because you know yourself, you love yourself, and you're willing to protect yourself. You don't need a big group of friends to feel confident and safe and secure. No, the opposite is true. You want few people because quality is worth more than quantity, and having even just one good friend is worth 100 of backstabbing, backbiting, toxic people that want to use, abuse you, and then throw you away like a piece of Kleenex that they just blew their nose in as they drive down the road, throw it out the window. Because you have value, you matter, and you don't want to trust people that are not good people. God bless you. I hope this message reaches someone that could benefit from it. It's a beautiful day. I hope everyone was able to have fun with their families and give thanks. We have so much to be thankful for. Always remember that. Even when it feels like you're losing everything, we have so much to be thankful for. First and foremost, a loving Heavenly Father. God bless you. Hit like, leave a comment, share this video.